everyone, I'm Teacher Chen from Kangaroo Study and welcome back to our YouTube channel again. Now, in this video, we're going to discuss this interesting problem from NMOS 2017 round 2, and this is a meeting problem between two persons. So, without further ado, let us take a look at the question together. So in this question, it says that George and Heidi, they were jogging at different uniform speeds on a route AB towards each other from point A and B respectively. So between these 2 points, right, we have two persons, they are traveling towards each other. Now, from here, we know their traveling speed is different and they are uniform. So the different part we all know. How about uniform speeds? What does it mean? Right, for example, let's say speed of George is 4 meters per second, then it will stay 4 meters per second throughout the journey here. Then let's say the speed of Heidi is 6 meters per second, then it will stay 6 meters per second throughout the journey here. So basically it means that speed will be the constant and it will not change throughout the journey. Then let's continue reading the question. It says that when they first met each other, they were 64 meters away from the point A. So when they travel towards each other, first of all, they are going to meet at this place 64 meters away from A. Now, when they each reach the point B and A respectively, they turn around and drop backwards towards their starting point. So after they met each other, they didn't just stop there, they continue to travel. After they reach their final destination, then they are going to turn back. Now, they met each other the second time at a distance 168 meters away from the point A. So they're asking what is the distance in meters of the jogging route AB here. So first of all, after reading the question, now we can see this motion between them, it keeps on changing. At first, travel towards each other, then later away from each other, then travel towards each other again. So in order to visualize this, what we can do is we can draw the route diagram to see everything clearly here. So first of all, we have the route AB. Now, we know George starts from point A and Heidi starts from point B. So at first, when they travel towards each other, both of them is going to travel a distance here. So let's label in the diagram here. It says this is 64 meters away from A. So let me ask you, class, this 64 meters is traveled by which person here? So this must be traveled by George, the one that starts from point A. So we can label it here. At first, George traveled 64 meters when they first met each other. Then after that, they didn't just stop there, they will continue to travel. So George traveled towards the point B and Heidi traveled towards the point A. So let's draw it here. Then after that, after they reach the point A and B, now they are going to turn around. So let's draw it now. When they have turned around, this is the second time is a distance 168 meters away from A. So we can label in the diagram, this part is 168 meters. So now let's take. They want us to find the distance between A and B. So for the travel problems, usually we are dealing with three quantities here. So what are the three quantities? It will be the distance, the speed, and the time. So usually if we want to find out the distance, then we have to know the speed, we have to know the time, times them together, we can find out the distance. But for this question, do we know the speed of George and Heidi? We are going to realize that we do not know their respective speeds. They only say that their speed will be constant throughout the journey, but what value? We do not know. And the other thing is, do we know about the time? Also, we do not know how long it takes for them to meet the first time or how long it takes to meet the second time. Right? We only know they start at the same time, they finish at the same time. So now we are only left with one thing, the distance. So let's try to understand what is the distance traveled and what is the relationship between them. So first of all, we can see that when they first met each other, we can talk about three things here. First of all is the total distance traveled by George and Heidi. Then we have the distance traveled by George. We also have the distance traveled by Heidi. So let's find out them one by one. For the first meeting, we can see that together, two of them, they travel the distance between A and B. So let's record this as AB. Now, we already said just now that George traveled 64 meters when they first met each other. So we know that George does 64 meters. But my question for you is, how about Heidi? Oh, this part we do not know, right? It's not given in the question, so let's just put a question mark here. So now they will continue to travel until they met each other the second time. So let's talk about the second meeting. Now from the point where they met each other the first time to the point where they met each other the second time, what is the extra distance they have traveled, everyone? And we're going to realize that when they continue to travel, as you can see from the figure, this part is 1 times of AB. And then after that, they didn't stop, they travel another times of AB. So altogether, they have traveled 2 additional AB here. So for the total distance, we added 2 more AB. So altogether, if it's from the very beginning until the time they met each other the second time, how many AB did they travel? So this will be 3 AB here. So now, let's think about this. At first, they travel 1 AB. Now they travel 3 AB. What is the relationship here? We're going to realize that now the distance traveled is 3 times before. So let's think, if the total distance traveled is 3 times before, how about the individual distance traveled by George and Heidi? Oh, so we are going to realize, right, because both of them, they did not change their speed throughout the journey, so each of them is also going to travel 3 times the distance before. Now, after we know that, we can just find the distance traveled by George. So at first, it was 64 meters. Now, if it is 3 times the distance before, how do we find the speed? The distance traveled by George. So the distance traveled by George will just be 64 times 3. We found out this is 192 meters. Then how about Heidi? This one we do not know yet, so let's just leave it there. So now when we look at the figure, we are going to see which part is the 192 meters. So let's label it here. First of all, we had the 64 meters here. Then after that, from this point is continue to travel all the way until point B. So at this moment, we already traveled the distance between A and B. And after that, George didn't stop there. He turns away, turns around and travels back to the point A. So now, you can see that this additional distance traveled and we add everything together, it will be 192 meters. So they are asking for the distance between A and B, and we have this additional part. Now, do we know how long this is? And we're going to realize this part, we do not know how many meters it is. So we cannot find it here. But do realize that we have one thing we haven't used yet. What is it? Oh, we're going to see that this 168 meters, we haven't used it yet. So now, if we compare the 168 meters to what we already know, what can we discover? We're going to see this 168 meters compared to the one we highlighted in blue. Now, if we combine them together, what can we get? We are going to get another times of AB here. So now, if you add this here, how many AB do we have in total, everyone? We are going to get 2 AB in total. So now we know that 2 times of AB, this will be the 192 meters plus the 168 meters here. This is 360 meters. Now they ask you for the distance between A and B. So what should we do? We can just simply divide by 2. So divide by 2, we found out that the final answer will be 180 meters. So now let's take a look at the question again. Just now we say that AB, George and Heidi. So when they travel towards each other, this is the first time they met. After that, they will travel away from each other to their respective destinations. Then from there, they turn around and they're going to meet again. So this is the second meeting point. Now let's say we didn't stop there and we will continue to travel. What's going to happen? So now Heidi will travel to the point B and George will travel to the point A. So let's draw it here. They continue to travel. After they reach their respective destinations, they're going to turn around again. So now when they turn around, this is the third time they're going to meet each other. So let me ask you, just now we say that from the total distance traveled from first meeting, this is 1 AB. Then we travel 2 additional AB from the first time they met each other to the second time they met each other. So plus 2 AB give us a second time together is 3 AB. So total distance is 3 times before. Each of them travel 3 times the distance before. Now, let's move on to the third meeting. From the second meeting to the third meeting, how many additional AB are traveled here? Oh, we are going to see that there's another 2 AB. So plus 2 more AB, we will get now this is 5 AB. So now if we want to find the respective distance traveled by George and Heidi, so each of them will be times 5. It's a 5 times the distance where they travel when they first met each other. So now we're going to realize that every time they met again, the total distance traveled, it will be plus 2 times of the distance between the 2 points A and B. So now let's do a quick summary on this question here. Now, this type of problem is what we call the multi-meeting question. It's when they meet more than 1 time. So first of all, in order to understand what's going on between the motion of the 2 persons, the first thing we need to do is we have to draw the route diagram. This way we can see clearly which direction they are traveling and what is the relationship between the distance traveled. So the second thing is that every time when they meet each other one more time, when they meet again, what is the additional distance traveled, everyone? This will be 2 times of the total length of this journey here. So every additional meeting, we will add 2 more times of the total length to the total distance traveled. So now we've understand this question. I prepared this practice question for you. So after you are done with the question, you can post your answer in the comment section, or else you can also contact me directly and send your answers to me. So if you want to know more about the training in our center, you can join our P4 Math Study WhatsApp group. In there, we are going to post more interesting questions and more about the events that's happening in our centers. So once again, if you enjoy our videos, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.